welcome Adrons. So in today's tutorial I'm actually just going to be painting my leg, and I'm going to be doing these dragon / mermaid scale FX look. I don't even know what to call it really. Just kind of an idea that I saw floating around on Instagram. A lot of people have done this, so I don't know where it originated, but yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to need is some liquid latex and some cotton balls. This is like the most common way to make wounds, like open wounds. So what you're going to do is take the cotton ball and rip it apart, kind of roll it around, and then get some liquid latex and just spread it all over it. And what I ended up doing was actually blending down the outside edges and then pushing up the inside edges, if that makes any sense, because the inside edges are going to be kind of jagged, so they're not going to be perfect, and then they're also going to be lifted up, whereas the outside edges are going to be kind of smoothed down and into the skin, because that's just how a wound would look. After I spent some time doing that and getting it in a complete circle, well, not a perfect circle though, again it's going to have kind of rugged edges and everything. I'm going to go ahead and you can take a concealer or a foundation. I just took a cheap concealer that I have from e.l.f. I bought it for a cheap makeup look I did last Halloween, which I'm going to get into those again this year, by the way, the cheap Halloween makeup looks. I just took what I had and I put that all over the cotton balls. Next, I'm going to take these cream makeups. This is a makeup stack. You can get them at Walmart during Halloween, and you can always get them at Party City. I got mine at Party City. And there's cream makeup, so you can use any cream makeup you want. And I'm going to be taking the yellow first and going around the edges and then spreading it out. This is going to give the illusion of like an infected skin look, because the skin will look yellow and kind of nasty. And I'm going to be also taking a black stipple sponge, and I'm going to get the color red, and I'm going to just stipple that all around. I'm also going to grab a paintbrush and that red and kind of drag it into some of the deeper crevices just to make it look even more irritated, as well as taking some of the blue from that palette, and I'm going to also just kind of dab it around, because when you get like a bruise infected type of look, it's going to have some blues and purples and reds and yellows in it. So I'm just kind of alternating between all of them with a paintbrush and a stippling sponge, as well as getting my finger here and there and just dabbing it on. So with that said, I'm also going to grab some of the purple cream makeup from that and just dab it around with my finger very lightly, because I just wanted a little touch of purple. Next, I'm going to get into my Mehron Paradise palette, and I'm going to get this blue color here, and I'm going to actually get it really watered down and make little veins going around. You could also use alcohol paint or cream paint if that works for you, but you want it to be very watered down, very like not as opaque as you would think that you would want it to be, because the veins are underneath the skin. So I'm also going to be dabbing it with my finger to kind of blend it out. And I'm going to go around both of the little holes that I made on my leg, and as you can see, this is starting to give a really gross effect. Going back into that palette, I'm going to get this teal color, which I love this color, and I'm going to fill in the insides of that hole, which is now going to make it look like you can kind of see how now it looks even more like something is coming from underneath my skin, which is kind of cool. And after I have that filled in, I'm going to get the dark blue color from that Mehron Paradise palette, and I'm going to start making the scales. And with this, I'm not making them perfect because I didn't want to spend the time doing that. I'm just going to make little normal scale shapes that you would draw in kindergarten and put it all on the leg. But because that was taking a lot of time, I decided to just start doing the other steps, because I'm sure you'd get bored of watching me do this a million times. So I'm getting into my Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm getting the dark blue, the light blue, and the dark teal color, so pretty much the blues in this palette. And I'm going to be using those to shadow around each and every scale. So I took a tiny brush and I went, just into the little crevices, and I went around each one, as well as going around the perimeter of the wound, because this is going to give the effect of a shadow, or at least start giving the effect of the shadow. And this is a really time-consuming part, so you'll see that I went back into my Mehron Paradise palette and I grabbed that blue again and added more scales, and then went back into the eyeshadow palette and started shadowing even more. So I do this, a lot. I even also grabbed Blackout from Urban Decay and kind of added it here and there sporadically to just give it more shadow and give it more depth, but I'm not going to go in between each one with that, because you need it to be like broken up a little bit, because some scales would be sitting over some other scales more, so it's just, I didn't want to go over each and every one. And I'm also going to be dragging that black around the edges to darken it up a little bit more, and again, just kind of working with it. It took a long time to do just the scales. I'm also going to be getting into that Mehron Paradise palette and getting the light green color and dabbing it randomly on there to highlight the scales. And other than adding a little bit more black body paint around the very edge of the leg, that's it. I didn't film all of it because I felt like that would get really boring and really repetitive, but I hope that I showed you enough, and I hope you enjoyed this look. It's kind of creepy. It really does look like a hole in my leg with scales coming out. I wasn't quite sure if this really looked like a mermaid leg. It kind of looks like a dragon leg more than a mermaid leg, in my opinion. I don't know. Tell me what you think, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me any other ideas on the art related projects, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye!